Boom Beach Frontlines has an awesome range of vehicles that you can unlock, upgrade, and use in battles when they're available. You could go for the tank, the APC. There's a whole range of different vehicles you can use, but which one's best and when should you use them? In today's video, we're going to take a look at my top 5 vehicles for Boom Beach Frontlines. I'm also going to show you some examples, and I'm going to tell you when and where you should be buying them so that you don't waste your munitions. Stay tuned, guys. Let's jump into it, starting off with the 4x4. The 4x4 is great for early and late game play. This is one of the vehicles that you should have access to from pretty early on. I think this is a common vehicle, so you should be seeing this quite a lot. If you can't get it, but somebody else can on your squad, if you get the opportunity to, jump in the back with them and make the most of it. In the early game, you can rush to the control point and dominate from early on. You get a couple of your squad mates with snipers in the back, or a flamer, or a warrior. You guys can absolutely dominate the battle from off the rip. Then a bit later in the game, once both control points are built, it might be getting a bit closer to the time running out or going into extra time. That's when you want to grab a 4x4, load it up with a couple of Zookas in the back, and rush to the enemy's control point and just drive around in circles, just pounding away at that control point. Hopefully then that goes down before or very shortly after the match goes into overtime, because that then is an instant win. Job done. And next is the APC, which is a little similar to the 4x4, except the APC has a little bit more health, can carry an extra passenger, and it also has a gun on the front as well, so the driver can also shoot a weapon as well. Which the only downside to the APC over the 4x4 is, like I said, it's got a little bit less health and it is a little bit slower as well, so keep that in mind. Below this guy up with snipers, Zookas, warriors, things like that, you can just absolutely destroy everybody in the battle on the control points. You take down control points in no time whatsoever. Really strong strategy to grab one of these mid to late game, similar with the 4x4. Mid to late game, when the control points are built, you can go and take one down pretty easy, or you can bust in, take out the defenses, and have your squad mates get in as well, get in on the action as well. And number 3, we have the Mighty Scorcher, which is awesome, solid for mid game. When you want to be taking back a control point, you can just park this bad boy right in the middle of the control point, just stand there and burn everybody who comes near you. The only thing these things are really vulnerable to are Zookas and the tank hunter, which we'll take a look at in a second. But other than that, normal troops will take ages to kill this, and you can just run them over, scorch them up and burn them, retaking a control point if you find yourselves in that situation. They're also solid for defending as well. You can take one of these to your control point and you can just defend for ages in a scorcher, so keep that in mind as well. Some of these vehicles can be used for defense as well as offense. Number 4 then is the tank hunter, which I touched on just a second ago. This thing is an absolute beast. The only downside is, though, it is very low health. It doesn't take very much to get it taken out of the game. Once you've got it, you can literally zip around the map really quite quickly, run in, take a pop shot, retreat, and repeat. This thing does extra damage to vehicles. It's not as great against troops. If the other team does have this thing, as long as you keep moving, then you can avoid the shots from this as a troop. But if you're in a vehicle, you want to stay away from this thing, because this thing just eats other vehicles for breakfast. Also really good for coming in and taking out some of the defenses around the enemy's control point to help your squad mates get in with their troops towards the core. You can take pop shots at the defenses from far enough away that they can't reach you, as long as you've got a couple of squad mates there to protect you while you take the defenses down. And then once the defense is down, you can all get in there and rush that core. Okay, so for the Hover Raft then, is absolutely crazy. This one's really strong early and mid game for clearing the troops around the control point. This thing is super fast. You can fly over water, you can fly over cover, over mines, anything like that. None of that matters when you're in the Hover Raft. You can just scoop straight over the top of it. You can take one passenger with you as well, which is clutch. And the Brucey bonus thing about this one is this attack is completely 360 around the vehicle. You don't aim one particular direction. This thing attacks on all sides and all fronts at exactly the same time. If you can get in amongst a whole bunch of the enemy troops, you can literally zap them and take them down all at the same time, which hopefully it won't take you too long to get some of these cards and play with them yourself. But in the meantime, jump in as a passenger if you can. If someone on your squad has got these cards unlocked and you're playing, with those guys, jump in as a passenger and make use of it. Take advantage of having that extra health around you whilst you're in the vehicle and the vehicle's taking damage. You don't actually take any damage. Once the vehicle is destroyed, though, that's when you then take over as a troop and you take damage as a troop. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any of the other troops or any of the other vehicles in particular in a video, and I'll make a compilation for you guys, put them all together and show them all off for you so you can see what they're like. If you're looking for some general tips on what troops you should be using and what troops work best in your squad, check out the video that's on screen right now and how to use them and stuff. In the meantime, guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Use code BBTFRG. I'll catch you later. Peace.